From KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
I'm encouraging voters to do their research on Prop A before they go vote, and then join me in voting against Prop A.
San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg for the first time announcing he is against a key piece of the May ballot, the concerns he is raising over Proposition A. The mayor announced his position on the controversial charter amendment during our 6:30 newscast tonight.
This is coming almost a month before the issue goes to voters on May 6th. Now, Prop A aims to decriminalize marijuana and abortion, and would mandate that some people who get caught stealing or drawing graffiti on property get cited instead of arrested. Several public advocacy groups gathered more than 20,000 signatures to get the proposed amendment on the ballot.
The Night Team's John Paul Baraja spoke to community leaders on both sides of this issue. He joins us now with their reactions to the mayor's comments. John Paul, either side caught off guard by what the mayor had to say tonight.
Steve, Stephania, it's safe to say both were in a little bit of shock. We spoke to leaders from Act for SA who helped lead the charge to get this on the ballot, as well as San Antonio Safe, who agrees with the mayor's stance. As for the mayor himself, he raised two major issues with the proposition. Number one, he says the issue of decriminalizing abortion and marijuana laws should be taken up at the state level. And two, the mayor says he is concerned about the proposal's wording.
There's a lot in there, but what troubles me is the lack of consequences for theft, up to $750, and property damage up to $2,500. That's not pocket change.
It's just a citation to appear to court. This does not mean that you do not face repercussions for your actions, whether you go to jail or you go to a diversion program or you show up to court and they drop your marijuana possession.
Ananda Thomas with Act for SA says a citation doesn't eliminate arrest, but gives judge discretion in finding a suitable punishment on a case-by-case basis. Now, Eddie Alderete with San Antonio Safe is siding with the mayor, saying the proposition is too broad and is trying to tackle way too many issues.
They never should have gotten this far with this kind of petition that had everything in it but the kitchen sink. Go back to the drawing board, separate the items, and then take it to the community and let the community decide what they want to do.
Even with opposing views, the mayor, Thomas, and Alderete agree on one thing, that voters should read Prop A and understand it before making a decision. The mayor adds when voters come across the prompt in a ballot, it'll be 2 pages long. Now, to take a look at the proposition, you can scan this QR code. It'll be up on your screen in just a moment. It'll take you to KSAT.com, and the full ballot, May 6th, will be on there as well. The proposition of the QR code isn't on our screen, but you can go to our website. There it is. That'll take you to the full ballot. And it's also worth noting that Thursday is the last day to register for the May 6th election. Steve, Stephania.
Thank you, John Paul. Not guilty. Former President Donald Trump declared his innocence today in a New York City courtroom.
And his arraignment comes days after a grand jury indicted him on felony charges. Trump faces 34 counts of falsifying business records. Those charges are connected to a $130,000 payment that Trump's former personal attorney, Michael Cohen, made to adult film star Stormy Daniels just days before the 2016 presidential election.
The indictment says that payment was made to keep Daniels silent about an alleged affair. The Manhattan District Attorney says the payment was part of a scheme to, quote, suppress negative information, end quote, specifically to help Trump's chances of winning the election.
The scheme violated New York election law, which makes it a crime to conspire to promote a candidacy by unlawful means. So instead, Mr. Trump said that he was paying Mr. Cohen for fictitious legal services in 2017 to cover up actual crime committed the prior year.
The former president returned to his home in Florida shortly after the arraignment, and earlier tonight he spoke with a crowd of supporters at Mar-a-Lago and called the Manhattan DA a, quote, criminal.
He illegally leaked massive amounts of grand jury information for which he should be prosecuted, or at a minimum he should resign. Every single pundit and legal analyst said, there is no case. There's no case. They kept saying, there's no case.
Now, Trump also went on to call the indictment a, quote, insult to our country. He says the world is laughing at the U.S. for, quote, so many other reasons.
You can read the latest on the charges against the former president and all of our continuing coverage on his indictment right now at KSAT.com.
Big thunderstorm flared up earlier this evening just southwest of San Antonio, basically around Crystal City and then toward Pearsall. This was a big hail-producing storm, and fortunately for San Antonio, this fell apart right before making it here. I mean, it'd be nice to have the rain, but you don't want it to come at a cost. This storm likely was dropping tennis ball size hail just west of Pearsall along Highway 57 there earlier this evening around 8:30, 8:45 p.m. You see how it really fell apart. Looking at just the hail track of this storm, check this out. You can see the purple and pink areas indicating the hail core and where the storm dropped hail, with the purple, the darker color, being the larger hail, and that was just west of Pearsall. So we got fortunate here in San Antonio, and I know we need the rain, but get ready. Some good rain chances are just around the corner. And not only need an umbrella for an extended period, but also a jacket. We'll talk about how cold it's going to get, how long that's going to last, and how much rain we should see in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Adam. New on the Nightbeat, it's a growing problem in San Antonio, and the Bexar County Sheriff's Office taking note of these. We're talking about the increase in violence associated with the distribution of THC vape pens. In some cases, teens have been shot and killed during drug deals over these.
The effects of it are concerning enough, but the level of violence that these young people are willing to commit on each other as a result of this drug.
Sheriff Javier Salazar says BCSO will continue to educate the community on the dangers that come with THC vape pens.
And here are other stories that we're following for you. A 1-year-old child is fighting for their life tonight after being hit by a vehicle. That accident happened this afternoon outside of a store on South Flores. Police say the child was hit after stepping out of the car that they were in. Now, the driver who hit the child did stop to help, so that person isn't being charged. Cleanup underway tonight after a fire ripped through a home earlier this afternoon. That was the scene on Idell Avenue near I-37 and Pecan Valley Drive. Crews say that when they got there, flames were shooting to the roof. Nobody was hurt, but the home is absolutely gone.
They came to KSAT, SAWS customers with questions about a fee that just started showing up on their bills this month. It's called the Uplift Assistance Program fee, and many are wondering what that fund is and where the money is going. Ann Hayden with SAWS says City Council voted on that fee last November, and the Rates Advisory Committee asked for that charge to be broken out into a separate fee on customers' bills. That's why you're just seeing it now. The SAWS Board and City Council also overhauled how its customers pay for water and sewer services. This fund goes toward helping low-income families pay their bills.
Doesn't affect the bottom line of your bill at all. It's about 32 cents per 1,000 gallons. And so most people will see a very small amount, $1.50 or so.
Hayden says customers cannot opt out of the fee because it was approved by the board and council as part of SAW's new rate structure. She added it goes directly to the fund, does not pay for any SAWS salaries.
Now, heads up, you could be in for a surprise when you get mail from the Bexar Appraisal District this week. Property values are up, way up, and that determines how much you're going to pay in property taxes. The average increase in Bexar County is at about 15%. But here's the thing. If you disagree with the numbers, you can protest. In fact, the Appraisal District even encourages you to do that. And right now on KSAT.com, we have everything that you need to know before you file your appeal. You have until May 15th in order to do that. Good luck.
It's been more than a week since 3 9-year-olds were killed at an elementary school in Nashville. Here in Texas, State Senator Roland Gutierrez says he continues to present new legislation in hopes of preventing another school shooting. As the night team's Lee Waldman reports, no new bills were introduced today, but the families of the Uvalde victims stood by Gutierrez to support the past bills that he filed.
What's happening right now in the Texas legislature is a farce, and we're not protecting our kids.
Since the start of the 2023 legislative session, State Senator Roland Gutierrez and other state lawmakers have introduced 21 pieces of legislation in honor of the 21 victims at Robb Elementary. Nearly every week, Gutierrez has been joined by victims' families of mass shootings from across our state.
My name is Kimberly Rubio. My daughter, Lexi Rubio, is a victim of the Robb Elementary shooting in Uvalde, Texas.
Kimberly Rubio talked about the Nashville shooting and how 6 families grieve just as she does for her daughter Lexi, who never made it home from school last May. Rubio says Texas lawmakers have time to change gun laws to stop the next school shooting.
The Texas lawmakers have the opportunity to prevent future tragedies. They have 8 weeks left to act. Do something, prioritize the children of the state.
In this session, Gutierrez and his fellow lawmakers have proposed things like stricter background checks, raising the age to purchase semi-automatic weapons, and databases for ammunition purchases.
This needs to stop. Too many kids are dying. Enough is enough. It's a simple request for the age from the age to go up from 18 to 21. If that was in place during last year, this wouldn't happen.
At this point, the 18 bills introduced by Gutierrez's offices have been referred to the State Affairs, Criminal Justice, and Education Committees. Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Now for a look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. We'll start with this. The man who killed a Fort Hood soldier 3 years ago has been sentenced to 40 years in prison. Bale County court records show that Brandon Olivares was sentenced for the murder of Private First Class Brandon Rosecrans in May of 2020. And according to an affidavit, Olivares shot and killed Rosecrans, then left his body in a secluded area 11 miles from the post. Rosecrans was one of at least 28 soldiers who died at Fort Hood in 2020. Medina County Sheriff's deputies looking for an 18-year-old. There he is, Lamar Keeb Miles. That's his name. He was last seen Sunday near Hebner Road and Northwest Military Highway. Officials say that Miles is diagnosed with a cognitive impairment. So if you've seen him, take a really good look at his picture, because if you know where he is, if you've seen him around, call the Medina County Sheriff's Office. Their number's on your screen. It's 830-741-6153. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
People are still picking up the pieces after a group of tornadoes tore through parts of the country. And now, more severe weather in the forecast.
We know you're making plans. Easter weekend is coming up, and San Antonio leaders are temporarily doing away with the curfew at certain parks for the holiday weekend. Starting Thursday at 11 p.m., curfew is going to be lifted, and it's going to resume Easter Sunday at 11 p.m. Now, the parks on the list include Brackenridge, McAllister, MLK, Roosevelt, and Southside Lions. There are a lot more on that list. If you want more details and addresses, head on over to KSAT.com.
If it weren't for educators, no other profession would exist. We need our teachers, we need our school systems, we need our public education system to be successful. In order for that to happen, you need community to support. So that's why we're in this.
That was Marisa Perez-Diaz, the executive director of the First Mark Foundation, speaking tonight at a celebration for teachers. The First Mark Foundation awarded $40,000 to Cass schools. That money will go towards a new program designed to encourage teachers to keep teaching. Part of the program will include an innovative residency program with Texas A&M San Antonio.
Just 4 days after tornadoes tore through the Midwest and the South, another system is expected to pound the north with up to 2 feet of snow and whiteout conditions, with severe weather possible in the Midwest.
Yeah, it's just last weekend, as a matter of fact, at least 22 people died after more than 80 tornadoes ripped through 14 states. The biggest outbreak of tornadoes in the last 3 years. And according to the National Weather Service, we've had at least 63 tornado deaths already this year. Very unusual weather, Adam.
Yeah, and it's another one of those classic spring systems that we have out there right now with that severe weather threat up and down the midsection of the country. Let's get right to the radar and satellite data. And it's generally quiet around here. We had one supercell develop between 8 and 9 p.m. just southwest of San Antonio. But the real threat is off to the north, and this is up and down the midsection of the country. And I say classic spring system because you see that blue? That's snow, heavy snow and blizzard conditions, reducing the visibility to less than a quarter of a mile. Across the Dakotas, northern Minnesota, that's moving into Canada. These yellow boxes or polygons there indicate the severe thunderstorm watches. And already we've had several tornado reports and numerous hail reports from thunderstorms already. And it's still ramping up as that cold front moves eastward. We still have that threat into the night. That's off to the north. Around here, we had that one thunderstorm pop up. Luckily, it dissipated right before San Antonio, ran out of energy and instability in the atmosphere. But that cold front's going to move through early tomorrow morning around sunrise. With it, a few showers and storms popping up. We're not expecting much in terms of overall aerial coverage, but we'll see a few showers and storms through the morning commute. And then by tomorrow afternoon, actually some breaks in the clouds and some sunshine. These little showers, the Futurecast is showing at 4 p.m. tomorrow. I don't think so. Mainly just some breaks in the clouds. But the main event comes on Thursday and Friday. So early Thursday morning, showers likely to develop along the Gulf Coast and then spread inland and make it to San Antonio by the morning commute. Widespread areas of rain, a few thunderstorms, embedded downpours off and on throughout the day on Thursday and then even lasting into Friday. This is not going to be a situation where it's continuously raining at your house. These showers will come and go, with the highest accumulations being closer to the Gulf Coast and the lowest accumulations being near the Rio Grande. But you look at the coverage and we're talking widespread. 80% of our area on Thursday, 70% on Friday, and then tapering off Saturday morning. We're down to a 20% chance just early in the morning. So some isolated activity left over early in the day on Saturday. So it's mainly Thursday and Friday. Overall rainfall potential. I think it's likely we'll see 1 to 2 inches around most of San Antonio, pretty widespread in terms of that accumulation, but some embedded higher amounts where we get those pockets of really heavy rain, and especially 3 inches plus east of San Antonio and closer to the Gulf Coast. That is throughout all of Thursday and Friday, ending early Saturday. I want to touch on this. It's very humid and sticky out there. Dew points now in the 70s. We're feeling that stickiness. That changes with this cold front tomorrow. Notice that drier air coming in first thing in the morning. By 9 a.m., our dew point plummets with that really dry air coming in, along with gusty winds. So that increases our fire danger. The dry air, dry vegetation, high winds tomorrow doesn't mean the weather's going to cause a fire. But if there is a fire, then it will spread rapidly. North wind 15 to 25, gusting to 40 tomorrow. Lower humidity, but we're still going to have enough moisture in the air to make some good rain Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow, 79 in San Antonio, 84 Carrizo Springs and Cotulla, Timberwood Park 77 in Lavernia and Seguin, a high of 75. And then look how the temperature falls off. Thursday and Friday, near 60. That's it. So for a few hours, Thursday and Friday will be 60 degrees. Most of the day will be in the 50s. So fall-like weather for 2 days as the rain hits, and does affect our Good Friday. But by Easter Sunday, we're clearing out and we're back to 78 degrees. So huge temperature swings coming, along with some good beneficial drought-denting rain with, as we were talking earlier, Steve and Steph, non-severe storms.
Yeah, it's good to know. Thank you.
All right, so the Spurs continue their road trip and hope for maybe a second wind? And a second win?
Some live cam action?
Or live cam action of,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. So the Spurs are playing at the Suns right now. This is the first time they're seeing the new look Phoenix Suns after they acquired Kevin Durant. So coming up, we got those first half highlights for you. KD and the Suns taking on the Spurs. And is Tiger Woods playing in his last Masters? Coming up.
I don't know how many more I have in me. So just to be able to appreciate the time that I have here and cherish the memories.
Tiger is getting ready for his 25th Masters appearance on a body that's just not the same after his 2021 car crash in big board sports. All right, Spurs are playing at Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns right now. San Antonio shorthanded again, of course. First quarter, ball goes to Malachi Branham, and he dimes a cutting Julian Champagnie for a layup. Spurs are down 27-16. Suns pulling away. Devin Booker with a floater over a trio of Spurs to make it 33-18. Phoenix, they led after one, 42-25. Second quarter, the Suns open on a 7-0 run to go up 49-25. Timeout Spurs. It didn't help as the Suns would lead by as many as 31 in the first half. Malachi Branham Branham makes a three with 8 seconds to go in the second, and the Spurs trailed at halftime 69-51. And here is your score in the third quarter. The Suns lead 76-57. We'll have more tomorrow at 5. Tiger Woods is hoping to have a great week at the Masters as he seeks his 6th green jacket and his 16th major championship. Woods, who last won at Augusta National in 2019, says he doesn't know how many more Masters he has left in him. He almost lost a leg in that car wreck, and his body just aches a lot, in large part, he says, because of how much he practices to compete and ultimately win. Woods loves Augusta National, which has become like a second home for his golf game, and this week he's soaking it all in.
It's really neat to be able to come here and play this golf course and see all the past champions and the, I know more guys on the Champions Tour than I do the regular tour. So to be able to see them again and catch up with these guys it's and again, look at my last couple of days playing with Fred. I mean, it's the best. And we don't get a chance to play very often. I mean, he was like my dad on tour when I first came out here, and be able to see him at 63 years old pumping it out there and having a great time. It's been the best.
A hot topic this week is LIV golfers coming together with PGA Tour members to chase down a green jacket. Some PGA Tour golfers have been outspoken about those that left for the LIV, and some of the LIV guys, well, they've bashed the PGA Tour. But Rory McIlroy says this week is all about getting along.
It's a very nuanced situation, and there's different dynamics, and it's okay to get on with Brooks and DJ and maybe not get on with some other guys that went to LIV, right? Like, it's a interpersonal relationships, that's just how it goes. But this is this week in this tournament is way bigger than any of that, I feel, and it's just great that all the best players in the world are together again for the first time in what seems to be quite a while.
The field of 88 golfers will tee off Thursday morning in the first round. Tiger is paired with Victor Hovland and Xander Schauffele, and they will tee off at 9:18 local time. Rory will go at 12:48 p.m. and golf with Tom Kim and Sam Burns. Take you to Toyota Field, where San Antonio FC is playing Club de Leon FC in the second round of the Mar Hunt U.S. Open Cup tonight. San Antonio added 7 guys to the roster on academy agreements prior to kickoff. Last season, SAFC advanced to the round of 32 in the tournament. 79th minute, SAFC down 1-0. Adrian Valencia crosses the Dane Augustine, who puts it in the back of the net, tying this at 1. Still 1-1 in extra time. Roman Holt with a PK in the 98th minute. He connects to make it 2-1 San Antonio FC, and that's where it ends, 2-1 in extra time. UIW quarterback Lindsey Scott chasing his NFL dream after the break. Incarnate Word football is coming off a great season thanks to a lot of talented players like quarterback Lindsey Scott Jr. and receiver Taylor Grimes. 2 weeks ago, those guys, along with other UIW players, went through pro day in front of NFL scouts. Both Scott and Grimes were drafted by the Pittsburgh Maulers in the 2023 USFL draft. Now, if Ward gets selected by an NFL team, then he has the right to join them instead of the Maulers.
They draft your rights, and you're allowed to go through this process. If you make it to an NFL team, then congratulations. But at the end of the day, if you want to come play for the USFL, they have your rights, and that's the team that you'll go play for. So I think this journey's been so long for me, and I feel like after just a tremendous season, I want to take my shot at the NFL and see where I land. And if things don't work out, then USFL is always a good option as well. So just wanted to put all the work in and see what happens.
Scott is a projected priority free agent signing after the 2023 NFL Draft. A mural of Victor Wembanyama was recently added to Rudy's Seafood on the south side, and it shows the 7'3" French player in a Spurs jersey. The Spurs, Rockets, and Pistons are all locked in with the 3 worst records, and all have a 14% chance to win the NBA Draft Lottery and the rights to the #1 overall pick, and many feel he will be the #1 selection.
I'm with Rudy. I'm with the seafood guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the only thing fishy about that is the food.
All right, I'm done.
You just walked
Good night.
out.
Good night.
Right.
See you later. Bye-bye.
We'll be right back after this.
Few early showers and storms, but isolated, then some sunshine at 79. The main event for rain comes Thursday and Friday. Off and on, beneficial rain. Few inches likely.
Yeah, make sure you watch that before you go camping out this weekend.
There you go.
For us. Good night.
Have a great one.